Hello, friends. Welcome to Trivia Over Tea, the quiz show podcast where we drink tea and play trivia. I'm your host, Matthew Cook, and I'm here virtually with our guest scorekeeper, Mason Cook. Mason, how are you this morning?
I'm doing very well this morning. Just started my spring break and starting it off right with some nice trivia, here in this fine morning.
Yes, I think we're all on spring break now, which is very nice. We've also not done this podcast in a hot second, and that is because I had my master's recital to deal with last month. And now that I'm past that headache, I can get back to the important things in life, which is basically just trivia and tea. So with that in mind, let's meet this week's contestants. First, we have Jordan.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. This is the first thing I've done since spring break started, and I am nervous, very nervous.
Well, thank you for being here, Jordan. I'm glad we're starting off your spring break right. And we also have Joanna.
Hi, my name is Joanna. I am a first-year master's at University of Southern California, and I attend with Jordan and Matthew. And I'm excited, nervous, uncultured, but ready to learn.
Well, thank you both for being here today. As with all of our regular episodes, we'll have 4 rounds of questions today, each with a slightly different format. And so without further ado, Mason will explain the rules for round 1.
All right, round 1 is our first general knowledge round. Correct answers will be worth 10 points apiece. Contestants will receive 5 questions on a wide variety of subjects.
All righty, Jordan, you're up first. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question 1. In which city did J.S. Bach's 2 extant passions premiere? A, Weimar, B, Cöthen, or C, Leipzig?
I think it's C.
That is correct.
Leipzig.
The St. John Passion premiered on April 7th, 1724 at the Nikolaikirche, and the St. Matthew Passion premiered on April 11th, 1727 at the Thomaskirche, both in Leipzig. Question 2. Which of the following novels was not written by William Faulkner? A, The Sound and the Fury, B, The Catcher in the Rye, or C, As I Lay Dying?
I go with A.
No, it was actually The Catcher in the Rye, which was written by J.D. Salinger. The other 2 were Faulkner novels. Question 3. The area that is now St. Louis, Missouri, was first colonized in 1764 by fur traders from what European nation? A, England, B, Spain, or C, France?
Mm-hmm. Really tested me on my home city. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say England.
It was actually France. And France handed the area over to Spain that year. And then after France's defeat in the 7 Years' War, it was then given back to France in 1800. And in 1803, France sold the area to the United States as a part of the Louisiana Purchase. Question 4. Which of the following muscles pulls the tongue forward? A, the genioglossus, B, the styloglossus, or C, the hyoglossus?
I think stylio pulls it up. Genioglossus, hyoglossus. Oh my God. I'm gonna say the genioglossus.
That is correct. It is connected to the chin and is responsible for pulling the tongue forward. And finally, question 5. What German city, which is historically part of Swabia and currently in Bavaria, lends its name to the primary confession of Lutheranism? A, Nuremberg, B, Augsburg, or C, Rottenburg? And I will tell you that this question was written by my brother, which is why it's a little more challenging.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What German city, which is historically a part of Swabia and currently in Bavaria, lends its name to the primary confession of Lutheranism? A, Nuremberg, B, Augsburg, or C, Rothenburg?
Let's just give it to C.
It was actually B, Augsburg.
Okay.
Mason, can you provide a brief explanation?
Yeah, a lot of Lutheranist doctrine was sort of standardized in the city of Augsburg. The Augsburg Confession is sort of the primary core tenets of Lutheranism. Very famously, a copy of it was translated into Russian and sent to the Eastern Orthodox Church to see if there was their doctrines were compatible. They were not, and they were declared heretics, in fact. So,
very good. Thank you,
Very
Mason.
good.
All righty, Joanna, are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes.
All righty, question 1. Which of the following symphonies by Gustav Mahler includes the song Das himmlische Leben, sung by a soprano soloist? A, Symphony Number 2, B, Symphony Number 4, or C, Symphony Number 8?
B, Symphony Number 4.
That is correct. The work premiered in 1901. The second and eighth symphonies also include voices. The second has a full choir plus soprano and alto soloists, and the eighth symphony is his famous Symphony of 1,000 and features a full choir. Question 2. Which of the following novels was not written by Robert Louis Stevenson? A, David Copperfield, B, Treasure Island, or C, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
A.
That is correct. David Copperfield was written by Charles Dickens.
Oh,
Question
nice.
3. Question 3. Which of the following Normandy beaches was one of the sites of American troop landings on D-Day? A, Gold Beach, B, Omaha Beach, or C, Juno Beach?
Omaha Beach?
That's correct. Americans landed at Omaha and Utah beaches. British troops landed at Gold, Sword, and Juno beaches. Question 4. Which of the following is responsible for closing off the nasal cavity from the oral cavity? A, the uvula, B, the hard palate, or C, the soft palate?
C, soft palate.
That's correct, otherwise known as the velum.
Velum.
And finally, question 5. The Apple I, Apple's first home computer, was originally sold for what price? A, $444.44, B, $555.55, or C, $666.66?
A, 444 and 44 cents.
No, it's actually C, $666.66. Steve Wozniak really liked repeating numbers and was unaware of the religious significance of 666.
Huh.
There you go. Well, that's the end of round 1. Mason, can you please give us a score update?
sure. Still anyone's game. Joanna, though, has an early lead with 40 to Jordan's 20.
All righty, now it is time for round 2. So Mason, can you please explain the rules?
Sure. Round 2 is going to be our directed round. Correct answers are worth 20 points apiece. Contestants will get 5 questions each on the same subject. And if a contestant gets a question wrong, it can be bounced back for 10 by the other person.
All righty. So we haven't done a round like this in a little while. And so I thought it'd be fun to bring it back. I guess that was almost 2 years ago, we did a round that was famous events that happened in the year 2004, I believe. And so I thought I'd pick another random year. And you're both going to get 5 questions on famous events that happened in the year 2009. So I hope you remember that year. Jordan, you're up first. Are you ready?
Yes.
All righty. Question 1. On June 25th, 2009, 2 famous deaths occurred. Actress Farrah Fawcett died at age 62. And what king of pop died at
Michael
age
Jackson.
50? Yes, that is correct. Jackson's physician, Conrad Murray, was convicted in 2011 of involuntary manslaughter for administering a variety of sedatives to Jackson to help him sleep on the day of his death. Question 2. On November 16th, 2009, what second installment in the Twilight film franchise premiered?
Ooh. Twilight. New moon, eclipse, breaking dawn. I think it was new moon.
That is correct. And the original film had premiered in 2008. Question 3. On January 29th, 2009, what governor of Illinois was removed from office after being arrested on federal corruption charges?
Governor of Illinois. I have absolutely no idea.
Okay. Joanna, do you know? No. This was Rod Blagojevich. He had attempted to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat after he was elected president in 2008. And Blagojevich ended up going to prison. Fun fact about this, the day after this happened, I went on a school field trip to the Newseum, N-E-W-S-E-U-M, in Washington, D.C. And there was a room in this museum, which is no longer there, that has headlines from all of the major newspapers across the country. And every single one of them had Rod Blagojevich's face on it. So I remember this very specifically. Anyway, that's my fun fact. Question 4. On April 9th, 2009, what sitcom starring Amy Poehler premiered on NBC as a mid-season replacement?
Starring Amy Poehler. Oh, Amy Poehler, Parks and Recreation.
That is correct. The show ended up running for 7 seasons and 126 episodes. And finally, question 5. On February 2nd, 2009, saw the premiere of what still running reality competition series hosted by the titular judge?
Reality series, titular judge. Oof. Is it RuPaul's Drag Race?
It is. Yep.
Good.
RuPaul's Drag Race is on its 15th season and has spawned numerous spin-off series based across the globe. All righty. Joanna, are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes, Jordan, you slayed that. Wow.
Thank you.
Here we go. At the 81st Academy Awards on February 22nd, 2009, what film starring Dev Patel and Frida Pinto and set in India won Best Picture?
I have no idea.
Okay. Jordan, do you know?
Is it oh my gosh, wait, Dev Patel. Is it it's not Life of Pi. Is it? I don't know.
It's not Life of Pi. This is Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh,
yeah.
Period.
The film follows Jamal Malik, who goes on the Indian Hindi version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh.
Yeah. Question 2. At the same Oscar ceremony, who posthumously won Best Supporting Actor for portraying the Joker in The Dark Knight?
I do not remember his name, but I remember his face. Oh God, I'm so bad with movies. I don't know.
Okay. Jordan?
Joanna's a documentary girl.
Mhm.
It was Heath Ledger.
That is correct. Heath Ledger died on January 22nd, 2008 of an accidental overdose of medication.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Question 3. On January 15th, 2009, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger successfully landed U.S. Airways Flight 1549 in what river, saving all 155 people on board?
Is this in America?
Yes, this is in America.
What river do we have? We have the Mississippi River, the Missouri River, LA River.
That would be quite something.
Can you give me a hint? Is it like in the Northeast, South, Midwest?
I don't think I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay,
It's a river you've heard of.
Okay, Charles River or the Hudson River. Oh God, so many choices. What's his name again? Does he sound like a Northeastern person?
Captain
what?
He goes by Sully, Chesley Sully Sullenberger.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sully is the nickname.
Sully Sullenberger. I would say Charles River.
No,
The Charles River or Mississippi.
no. Jordan.
Okay. It was the Hudson River.
Yeah.
And can I quickly divulge into why I know this?
Please.
I was scrolling through TikTok, as I always do, and that it was the clip from the movie Sully starring Tom Hanks. I watched that
Oh.
clip like 3 times, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he was so calm." So that is why that is fresh in my memory.
There you go. Dubbed the Miracle on the Hudson, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 struck a flock of birds shortly after taking off from LaGuardia Airport in New York City. Captain Sullenberger, knowing he couldn't make it back to the airport, ditched the plane in the Hudson River, and all 155 passengers and crew survived. And as Jordan said, there was a movie starring Tom Hanks made about that event. Question 4. 3 days after Fawcett and Jackson's deaths, what pitchman, famous for his OxyClean commercials, died at age 50?
I'm going to have to pass on this guy.
Okay. Jordan, do you know?
You can see his face.
Mhm.
I have no idea what his name was.
Okay. Billy Mays was this guy.
Mm.
Yeah. He died of heart disease at his home in Tampa. And finally, question 5. On November 27th, 2009, what golfer crashed his car into a fire hydrant and tree near his home 2 days after the National Enquirer published a story claiming he had had an extramarital affair?
The only golfer that I know is Tiger Woods.
That is correct. Afterward, he took an indefinite leave of absence from golf the following month after the fallout from the scandal.
Wow, rough life.
Yeah. So there you go. 2009. That's the end of round 2. Mason, can you please give us a score update?
I'll say this round really shows how fast things can change in this game. Jordan now has opened up a nice lead, 120-60 over Joanna. Still very much anyone's game going into round 3, though.
Alrighty, and now it is time for round 3. So Mason, can you please tell us the rules?
Gladly. Round 3 is our second general knowledge round. This time, correct answers are worth 30 points. Each contestant will get 5 questions worth 30 points apiece. However, if you get it wrong, your opponent can outbounce it back for 10. 15.
15 points. Yeah. Okay. Jordan, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. What interstate highway begins in St. Louis, Missouri, and continues southwest towards Springfield, Missouri, and Oklahoma City?
The amount of times I've driven whatever highway this is. Okay. 72, 71, 70. Why does 64 sound right? I'm just gonna say I-10.
It's not I-10. Joanna, do you happen to know?
No.
Okay. Do you want to throw a random number out there?
64.
It was not 64, though that is one of the interstate highways in St. Louis. This was I-44. It runs 633 miles from St. Louis to Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. Question 2. On March 15th, 1917, Nicholas II abdicated the throne as the last emperor of what country?
Last emperor of... I'm going to sound so dumb in this game. Jesus Christ. Last emperor of Prussia.
That is correct. This was a part of the Russian Revolution that led to the country withdrawing from World War I and ultimately led to the formation of the Soviet Union. Yeah, Tsar Nicholas II. Question 3. Julius Caesar was assassinated on March 15th, the date that is known as the what of March?
the stabbing. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Did he get stabbed 14 times? Um,
I don't know how many times he got. Mason, can you find that out?
Julius Caesar, the blank of March,
Yeah.
the murder of the assassination of March. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, either you're gonna know it or you don't. Joanna, do you know?
Oh gosh, the crucifixion. I don't know. No, I'm gonna pass.
I had a hard time wording this question. This is called the Ides of March, IDES. Its name indicates the first full moon of the month, and Caesar's assassination was in 44 BC by a group of Roman senators. Mason,
Yeah.
do you have information?
Yeah, you know, but beware the Ides, as they often say. But no, Caesar was stabbed 23 times, and the full assassination had at least 60 different senators in on the conspiracy.
There you
Wow.
go.
Period.
Question 4. Nominated by President Bill Clinton in 1993, who was the second woman to become an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court?
Oh, the second woman. Sorry, what year was it again?
1993.
93. Oh, not RBG. Was it Sonia Sotomayor?
Not Sotomayor. Joanna,
Pass.
are you sure you don't want to take a guess?
I don't. I'm horrible with names. I'm probably gonna say like Sandra Renonsky or something, but she's like an opera singer.
Yeah, that's no. Uh, it was RBG actually. Yeah.
I thought she's been like she was on the Supreme Court since like the 30s, basically. Okay.
No, just since 1993. She served in the court until her death in 2020. Sandra Day O'Connor, who was nominated by President Ronald Reagan in 1981, was the first woman to serve on the Supreme Court.
Mm.
And finally, question 5. What corporation, better known for making cat food, attempted to move the St. Louis Blues, which it owned at the time, to Saskatoon before the league forced them to sell?
This is one of those categories that I grossly overestimated my knowledge.
Focus more on the known for making cat food part of the question.
Known for making cat food. Purina?
That is correct. Yes. Mason, do you want to explain? Because you wrote this one.
Yeah, so Purina actually owned a professional sports team back in the day, and so the Blues at that point were having a lot of issues financially, and not to mention ownership was actually losing a ton of money at that point because Purina stock was also tanking. So they attempted to move the team to Saskatoon. They basically stripped all the St. Louis operations bare. In fact, they even missed the draft that year because they were so intent on just, getting the team out of town. And everyone hated it. The fans hated it, the state hated it, and the league hated it, and the other owners hated it. And so they basically all came together and kicked out the Puritas and forced them to sell to local ownership in St. Louis and prevented the whole move from happening.
There you go. Thank you,
Here,
Mason.
go
This is the
Blues.
NHL, by the way. I don't know that we mentioned that, but National Hockey League. All righty, Joanna, are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. US Highway 101 used to extend south all the way to San Diego, but since 1964, the freeway's route from Los Angeles to San Diego has been superseded by what interstate highway?
So the freeways that go south are the 110 and 710. Wait. But then the 110 stops. I'm just gonna say the 110.
Not the 110, Jordan.
I don't drive here, but I am more than happy to throw out a random number. I'm gonna say the 10.
Not the 10. This is the 5, Interstate 5.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, US 101, the 101, still runs for a total of 1,540 miles from Los Angeles to Olympia, Washington. But yeah, the I-5 goes all the way down past San Diego, actually, to the Mexican border. So there you go. Question
Oh,
2. You don't drive the 5 very much?
no, I avoid it as much as
That's
possible.
very fair, actually.
Yeah.
I try to avoid it as well. Question 2. Which amendment to the US Constitution, ratified in 1967, deals with the presidential line of succession?
Amendments. Well, we have that is separate from the Bill of Rights. Oh my goodness. I would say I'm gonna throw a random number. Fifth Amendment.
No, the Fifth Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights. Jordan, do you know?
Um, I'm gonna say the 26th Amendment.
Oh, you're close. The
27.
25th Amendment.
There are
Among
that
other
many?
things, among other things, this amendment provided the method for filling a vacancy in the office of vice president, which was used in 1973 to install Gerald Ford in the role.
Yeah. And there are 27 amendments to the Constitution in total, to be clear.
Yeah, the first 10 are the Bill of Rights. So there you go. Question 3. What newspaper mogul built his namesake castle on the California coast in rural San Luis Obispo County?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
What newspaper mogul built his namesake castle on the California coast in rural San Luis Obispo County?
Honestly, the first name that came up was Hugh Hefner, but I don't think that's correct.
I don't know that I would call Hugh Hefner a newspaper mogul. Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Jordan, do you know?
Sorry, what year was it? Did you say a year?
I didn't.
Oh. Well then, I have absolutely no idea. Yeah, not even told you.
This is William Randolph Hearst, Hearst Castle. Yeah. Built between 1919 and 1947, the castle's buildings cover more than 90,000 square feet, and it is most impressive.
Yeah, it is. I strongly recommend you go check it out at some point if you get the chance.
Yeah,
it is like a really cool place.
North of here.
Yeah, but it is definitely worth it to go take a look at it at least once.
Yeah.
Nice.
Question 4. What large mural, which originally was commissioned for 3,000 ducats, begins with the drunkenness of Noah and ends with the creation of Adam?
What country is this in?
Well, so think of where murals depicting Noah and Adam might be.
In Europe, I'm assuming.
And the price was 3,000 ducats.
Oh, ducats. Oh goodness, what currency is that? I'm so uncultured. Ducats. Is that like I sound so ignorant. Is that like in Asia somewhere? Wait, ducats?
I think Mason's reaction tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, so it's not that. Process of elimination. Let's get that out of the way. I'm just gonna say a random country. Ducats. Joanna, come on. Murals. I'm thinking about like Michelangelo, but like that's not drunkard. He didn't draw those things. Oh gosh. My armpits are sweating. I'm like so nervous right now. Okay. Ducats. Joanna, you've heard this before.
So that the mural is in a building, and if you tell me the name of the building, I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Jordan.
Sorry, it's been so long since the question was said. Can you repeat?
Of course. What large mural, which originally was commissioned for 3,000 ducats, begins with the drunkenness of Noah and ends with the creation of Adam?
Shoot, I don't know either. I think is it in the one in Paris that is burned down? I feel like that was somebody else though. I feel like that was a different painter. We're gonna say it was in Rome.
It is in Rome. Do you?
Oh, I have to elaborate further.
Yeah. What? If you give me the name of the building.
Sistine Chapel.
That is correct. The Sistine Chapel ceiling. Yeah.
I was about to say that. Oh,
Well, then why didn't you? Guessing is free.
Yeah.
ducats really threw me off.
By the way, that I don't believe that's how you're supposed to say it. I believe it's ducats.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you sure?
Yeah, it was the Venetian currency. That was one of the main common currencies of the Italian peninsula at the time. And yeah, it actually was for also a time, it was one of the main currencies of the Holy Roman Empire as well. Yeah, and it was indeed Michelangelo that painted the ceiling. So I'm glad you got the artist right, Joanna.
I just need to trust my instincts. I know they're so intrusive, but I think Joanna. Okay. Got it.
Well, I'm glad we got there eventually. It was a bit of a winding road. Anyway, question 5. What World War II battle was the turning point on the Eastern Front, forcing the Germans to begin their retreat from the Soviet Union?
Battle of Normandy?
No. Jordan, do you know?
God. Eastern Front?
I have no idea.
Okay. This is the Battle of Stalingrad.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. The battle was the deadliest of the war and lasted 5 months as the Nazis attempted to siege Stalingrad and were unsuccessful.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the end of round 3. Mason, can you please give us a score update?
Well, so Jordan did very well that round. That's Kurt tacking on another 75 points to bring Jordan's total up to 195. Joanna still sitting on 60 from the previous 2 rounds. So mathematically, some unfortunate news. there are no longer enough points to. But hey, Jordan, you could go for you could go for a spot in the Tournament of Champions though with the round 4.
Thank you, Mason. That was great. Well, it is now time for round 4. So, Mason, can you please explain the rules?
Gladly. Round 4. This is the showdown. Each question is now worth 40 points, and so both contestants will lock in their answers somehow. You could write it down or something, or just think it into being. And
you can use the notes app on your phone. People do that.
Yeah, and then they will reveal it at the same time. All 3 questions will be given to both players simultaneously.
Okie dokie. Jordan, Joanna, are we ready?
Yes.
1 second. I got the iPad out.
All right.
I'm taking this seriously. Make sure that Apple Pencil's working. Okay, she's working. She's good. We're ready.
All righty, here we go. Question 1. On March 15th, 1820, what state entered the Union as a free state as a part of the Missouri Compromise? The answer is not Missouri. I will say that.
Literally. Okay, never mind.
Oh, this is wrong. Oof, Lord. So wrong.
Okay. Jordan, what is your answer?
I'm not even gonna show it. I'm just gonna say Kansas.
I
Joanna?
wrote Kansas as well. Kansas.
It was not Kansas. You're in the wrong part of the country. It's actually Maine, believe it or not. The area that is now the state of Maine was a part of Massachusetts until then. Missouri was admitted as a slave state on August 10th, 1821.
Oh, right. Oh.
Yeah, this was all part of the Missouri Compromise. Kansas came in with the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Mason, is that correct?
Yeah, that would be correct. Well, that was the enabling act that officially created the Kansas Territory and gave it a path to statehood. The actual enabling act that brought Kansas in would be signed a couple years after that.
Got it. Thank you. Question 2. The librettist for Mozart's Die Zauberflöte sang what role in the opera's premiere? Do we have answers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, what is your answer?
I put Papageno.
Joanna?
I put Scarpia.
I don't
Is
think
that
Scarpia
even
is.
is
I
that
don't think
even
Scarpia is
right?
in Die Zauberflöte.
That's still Scott girl.
Yeah. It was in fact Papageno. Yeah.
Jordan.
Emmanuel Schikaneder was the librettist, and in 1798, so after the Magic Flute, he wrote the libretto for Das Labyrinth, which is a sequel to Die Zauberflöte with music by Peter von Winter, which of course was well after Mozart's death. But yeah,
Oh.
he played Papageno in the premiere. So there you go.
Wow.
And finally, question 3. 3,000 people regularly cross per green light at the Shibuya Crossing, a large intersection in what city?
Oh my.
And I will say that Mason wrote this question, but I reworded it.
Shibuya.
easier.
What is Shibuya?
Yeah, Shibuya, Shibuya.
God.
I've never heard of that. Wow. 3,000 people?
Yeah. And I'll just say that it's outside of the United States.
Yeah, it's 3,000 per green light. 3,000 per green light.
Okay. Shibuya? I have like top 2 answers for that choice.
Okay. Well, maybe give us your top answer, and then if it's wrong, then I'll let you give your second answer, and if that's correct, we'll give you half credit.
Okay, half credit. Love half credits.
But we'll go to Jordan first if he's ready.
Can you go to Joanna first?
Okay, we'll get Joanna's first answer first.
I was thinking an overpopulated city, so like India.
Can you name a city in India, please?
I literally don't know. Mason's just like, who brought her here? Okay, I don't know any. Oh my god, my brain is blanking out on cities. No, I'm just gonna pass. Actually,
Do you want to give us your second choice then as your first choice?
it was another country. I was gonna say like China, but
Well, can you name a city in China?
one of the biggest ones, what, Beijing?
Okay. Jordan.
Okay. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent because I
Please.
really want this point. I was watching this Asian drama, this like action drama called Alice in Borderland, and I remember it was at Shibuya Station, but I cannot remember if it was a K-drama or a Japanese drama. I feel like it was Japanese, so I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's Tokyo, Japan.
The answer is Tokyo.
You're kidding.
Mason, do you want to provide any?
So the Tokyo crossing is the Shibuya crossing. By the way, Shibuya is one of the wards of Tokyo.
Wow.
The special wards, technically, because the actual city of Tokyo hasn't technically existed since 1948 when it was merged with the whole prefecture. But one of the most famous wards of Tokyo is Shibuya, and the central part of Shibuya has this giant scramble crossing just right in the middle. That's famous for having all sorts of ads that will go on. You know, it's been featured in all sorts of media that comes from Japan and about Japan, including the aforementioned movie that Jordan mentioned. But yeah, it's one of the most famous landmarks in the city.
Wow.
Joanna, you got to start watching more TV.
I know. I don't.
Because that's the
really
only
watch social
reason.
media.
Only reason why I got that pressure thing was because I was thinking of The Crown. Like
I just watched that episode last night, actually. Though I had already written the question. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch a lot of shows. I only watch documentaries.
Well, that's the end of the game. Mason, can you please give us the final score?
I think this might be a trivia over tea. Is it because Joanna did not score a point in the second half. Is that a is that a first?
I don't think so.
You don't think? Okay.
Yeah.
Really, I think it's the first in one that I've score kept, at least. By the way, Jordan, he added 80 more points to his total in that final round. So with the final score of 275 to 60, Jordan has won the game.
Yay!
Well, Jordan, congratulations. Do you have anything that you'd like to say?
I would like to say that I came in here today, rolled out of my bed, and really just didn't believe in myself. And I think something shifted in my spirit in between the first round and the second round that really allowed me to use God to speak through me and get all of these answers correct. And I think also I deserve some sort of award, maybe like Photoshop an award into my hands here. And yeah, I'm just very proud of myself. I'm happy to have whooped Joanna this fine Sunday morning. And this is a great way to start off my spring break. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Well, we'll get our graphic design team to work on photoshopping an award for you. But I hope that you'll settle for a sticker that I will bring the next time that I'm at USC.
I will literally put it like in the most important place. I'll put it in front of my mirror, so I always look at it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Jordan, for those lovely comments. That's our show for this week, folks. Thank you, Jordan and Joanna, for being on the show today, as well as Mason Cook for being our scorekeeper and for composing the music. Today's questions were written by Mason Cook and yours truly. And thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to Trivia Over Tea on your preferred podcast platform and leave us a review if you enjoyed it. And check out our Facebook and Instagram pages at Trivia Over Tea, and feel free to message us there or on our Twitter account, which is also Trivia Over Tea, if you have any comments or suggestions regarding the show. And tune in 2 weeks, probably. I mean, Lord only knows when we'll do another episode. When we'll probably have 2 new contestants and 33 more fantastic questions. So thank you. We will see you in